Okay, you want to do the other gentleman?
Yeah, let's do that.
Is this,
Mr. McDonald, Jonathan McDonald.
all right. So, Mr. McDonald, your lawyer wants me to set you a bond. I don't know anything about you. I've never met you before. I know you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but my main concern are two things. Are you a danger to the community? Number one, if you're not, and my other one is, are you going to go back to the jurisdiction you're wanted from? My other main concern is what you're wanted for, because I don't know. So, Amy, tell us about Mr. McDonald.
Yes, Judge Fletcher. So he's wanted from Faulkner County, Arkansas for a theft by receiving 1,000 to 5,000. It's a felony. He looked at his criminal history and would be opposed to a bond at this time. He had concerns about the danger of the community. In particular, he had in 2024 an arrest that resulted in 7 open charges.
So he had 7 open charges did you say last year?
This year, 2024.
Oh,
Yeah. Felony possession of a firearm by certain persons, driving with license suspended, failure to pay license fee, theft by receiving, which is separate from this one. And then a fake license plate, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's also had in 2021 forgery dismissed, felony property dismissed, felony domestic battery 18. He's had a federal firearm charge from 98, federal assault on a postal employee from 99 that ended in probation. And he's had 2 guilty convictions for theft of property and burglary of 88. So at the time, we should be asking for no bond for those reasons.
is he on probation or parole right now? Do you know?
Not that I know of. Dave's gonna come up in a second to tell you for sure, but I don't see that he's on it now.
What's your position?
Judge, we're asking for a bond because it looks like the Faulkner County, Arkansas case is theft by receiving. It's not violent. Additionally, it was a warrant, so there's no failure to appear or any issues like that. I did,
His 8th charge this year, right?
I wasn't aware of that.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. She asked me about being arrested.
Let's not talk about the case.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about my case. My only
Okay.
concern is, I mean, you've got 8 cases this year.
8 cases this year.
May I, to the judge? Okay, Judge. I flew into Arkansas. My mom was dying.
Whoa, let's not talk about
Well,
that.
I have to give him some background so you can see what happened. I borrowed my ex's vehicle.
No, let's not just talk about that. Let's just not talk about that.
Okay, well, let me get to it. That's been I don't know why that ain't showing up. That's been dismissed. The only thing I've been charged with, the only thing I've agreed to is paraphernalia and her vehicle, not mine, her vehicle. But she's saying everything.
Is it dismissed?
A tense courtroom moment unfolds as parents defend their son, struggling with addiction and mental health. The judge stays firm, focusing not on excuses but accountability. Despite emotional pleas about ADHD and untreated conditions, the court emphasizes one truth. Change begins with honesty, responsibility, and the willingness to face consequences.
The 7 charges, what happened?
I'm saying that they're
It was
arrested. Dave
dismissed.
said that they're open charges.
It was dismissed.
Still open.
That's what Dave said. But I am saying that he was arrested for them.
They're all still open.
The prosecutor dismissed all that gun stuff and all that. My lawyer just contacted me last week. The date where everything was supposed to have been done, they changed it to January 25th. I'm pleading out to the insurance and stuff on the vehicle. It wasn't my vehicle, but I'm pleading out to it because I was driving it. And paraphernalia
Okay, so in
That's
January
it.
you'll be pleading.
to paraphernalia. Yeah,
So
misdemeanor.
all 7 cases are still.
Everything gone. Only thing is,
My concern is that when you have all those open cases, it makes you more of a flight risk.
I've never fled from anything. In fact,
But you're here.
listen, I didn't flee. I never
I
had.
think it was, they filed a new case.
They
He's saying
filed, I
that
was
it
home.
wasn't, he did not flee. It was a warrant.
Is it 2B?
Yes, that's what my client stated.
But what I will tell you, Your Honor, the conviction she made in 1999, granted, yes, I did go into federal custody. The judge gave me a self-surrender. They sent me a letter saying, be here at this time and this date. I was there. I got there June 14th, 2 o'clock,
You don't mess with
1999.
the feds.
I didn't come out till 2004. But what I'm trying to tell you is I got sent a letter to come to prison knowing I wouldn't get out for 5 years. I was there. I've never ran from anything. I'm not dangerous. I've never not answered anything. Nothing. You will never find that. I've never escaped anything. In fact, if I just be honest with you, Yana, I don't even really know if you give me a bond, make it. So I'm like, I told us, you know what? I just do the 14 days
So
or
you don't
whatever.
want a bond?
Well, I want one, but at the same time,
Okay, let's
if it's going to be a
Can I
big
just
bond.
speak for him? Thank you so
I'm
much. I
sorry.
appreciate that. Mr. McDonald also has a couple other background facts that I wanted to make you aware of, Judge. Number one, he does have health issues when he was arrested October 26th. 2 days ago, they took him to Ben Taub. He has a prior heart attack and stents. He says he did get his insulin shot, but he's got some diabetes and high blood pressure issues. So that's just another aspect to consider.
You know, Mr. McDonald, you got to understand this life is so precious. And when you have multiple heart attacks and you're using that kind of dope, you're begging.
Oh,
If you're using any kind of dope,
I've never used drugs.
if you do, you're begging for trouble. So I'm just saying, be careful when you're out there, especially if you have all those health issues. If I were to set you a bond, it would probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of around 5 to 10,000. So
No.
that's what it would normally be with these types of fugitive cases, just so you know.
Okay, Judge, I think we'll keep our waiver.
Okay. Hi, Jay.
Days right now.
Happy Monday, man.
Monday, how are you?
Tell me about, this is Mr. Tapia?
Tapia, Johnny.
So just with the, at very little notice, but he's wanted out of New Mexico for 2 counts of aggravated battery of a household member by impeding, interfering communication, and tampering with evidence. Due to the severity of the charges and the amount of charges, is that we would be opposed to a bond. I was also seeing that he was part of a protective order back in October of this year, and it's still current. It's the temporary protective order that's still active for another month, with the, I'm presuming the one for the impeding as a protected party.
So he has 2 open aggravated assault cases by strangulation.
Strangulation or suffocation, interference with communications, battery on a household member.
As the hearing continues, frustration grows on both sides. The parents argue their son's condition was never properly treated, while the judge highlights repeated failures, missed court dates, failed tests, and deception. The message is clear. Support matters, but without personal commitment, no treatment, system, or second chance will truly work.
With evidence, with it says in parentheses, so I'm not really sure how it's, but it says in this verbatim, highest crime, a capital first or second degree felony, and they want no bond in New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a little bit too much baggage for me, Mr. Tapia. You know, I just, with all those charges, it makes you just too much of a flight risk for me. And it's just too much. It's just too dangerous. I'm sorry.
Even if I were to buy a plane ticket the next day, Your Honor?
Can't take a plane. You've got a warrant for your arrest. You get on a plane, they're going to arrest you the minute you try to get on. You can't take a plane. You got to find another way. My concern is that if we let you out, you're not going to go back. You'll take flight. And that's the main concern. Has he waived yet?
Not yet, Judge.
So the way it works now is if you waive extradition, we give that jurisdiction 14 days to come get you. And if they fail to come get you within that time, then we release you, or Harris County releases you.
So on the 15th day, I would be released.
Again, we talked about that, but again, the law says up to 30 days. Most likely it's 14 days, but except for extenuating circumstances, which we
The
discussed.
law says 30, but we have so many people in Harris County and so many people in jail. As a courtesy, we do 14 days, right? Sometimes, every so often, they'll ask for an extension. I may grant it, I may not. It depends on how much they want, you know. But typically, by and large, it's 14 days. And if they don't come within that time, they file a dismissal and they release you. But you got to understand, even if that happens, the warrant is always there and it will always remain there until you go back and take care of it.
Yes, sir. That's
So-
what I want to do, is just take care of it. So
Well, we'll get you there for free here soon.
and is it up to you guys or is it up to Albuquerque to?
It's up to them to actually come and get you. So we reach out to them and let them know, hey, we've got Mr. Tapi here. Can you come get him? And then depending on how many people, Like, is it Albert, you said Albuquerque?
It's New Mexico, it's Albuquerque.
From New Mexico, they may want to try to get everybody at the same time. So that's where they try to arrange it all at one time. They don't want to come back and forth because it's thousands of dollars that they're spending just to come get you. It's expensive. It's not cheap. And I'll tell you this too, guys, when you pick up multiple fugitive cases, depending on where jurisdiction you're from, they may try to recover that money from you. So you got to be careful. You don't keep picking these cases up because they're going to charge you.
I didn't even know I had a warrant out for that. So,
Well, be careful,
that's right.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, did you want to waive formal extradition?
I believe that's what I signed, right? I waived it.
The 14 days?
Yes, the 14
Is that
days.
what you want to do?
Yes, yes.
Okay, guys, we wish you the best of luck, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, you're gonna go right back through that door again for me. I'll be grabbing this.
Cases down on the docket, Judge.
In the final moments, the courtroom shifts toward a decision. The judge orders a clinical evaluation, aiming to uncover the truth behind addiction and behavior. It's a balance between compassion and justice. One last opportunity is offered, not just to avoid punishment, but to confront reality and choose a different path.
Good morning, Mr. Sanchez Vasquez. Mr. Sanchez Vasquez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 100 days in jail. Credit for the 50 days that you've done. Is there an accident in this case, Matt? Alex?
No, Your Honor, let me pull up the case.
I think he was just found in the driver's seat.
There's no accident, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Wonderful. I want to make a couple things clear to you that from now on, you are not my problem. This is now a second DWI. When you pick up a third DWI, now they will charge you with a felony offense. Instead of days, you are now facing years. And you'll be facing a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison for the rest of your life. If you were ever pulled over in a car, even the most remote smell of alcohol, you could be in prison for a very long time. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you even have a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because you were taking a humongous risk. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. Now, is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above?
Yes.
Is it true or untrue that you had a prior DWI with us?
Yes, sir.
Is it also true that you had an open container in the car?
Yes, sir.
True to all the enhancements. How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 180 days.
100.
What did I say?
180.
Oh, sorry, 100 days in jail, 50 days credit, true to all enhancements. I'm going to suspend your license for 2 years. Is there an immigration detainer on this gentleman?
Yes, sir.
You now will be shipped off to immigration. The only other thing I'm going to tell you is that if you come back to this country, do it the right way. Ask for permission first, because if you get busted by the feds, you could be looking at serious time in federal prison. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks.